Maya Moore, the hometown star, brings home the WNBA All-Star MVP. We'll have the highlights. Meanwhile, Kevin Durant, he's been a Finals MVP, part of the USA Basketball mini camp. We'll check out what's going on out in Vegas with some of the brightest stars around the NBA. And how about the star of the Rockets no one talks about enough, Batman, Clint Capella, 5 years, $90 million, staying in H-Town. We bring you back inside our studios here in Atlanta. It is game time. Stern 3D, and if you haven't noticed, we've been busy the last few days. I took the hair off of Dennis's face and put it on mine.
Hey, you look wonderful.
And so do you look wonderful.
Thank you very much, partner.
Well, thank you
yes,
very much.
Yes.
I don't believe anything your daughter said about your face.
Yes, my daughter was like, Daddy, I went away for a camp and come back. You're a different guy. I said, no, I'm not. I'm still the same one. I'm still going to spoil you.
All right. From our All-Star on All Things Branding 3D to the WNBA All-Stars who were in action in Minnesota. There's our girl, Candace.
What you do, Captain? There's the other captain.
Landed Della Don on the other side. Della Don early from 3.
Leave it. Look at the follow-through. Leave it.
How about Asia Wilson?
Another one.
First year, who knew? I mean, it doesn't even matter. 18 in the game.
Get the extra points. Get those rebounds.
She's not done.
Oh, so you get the rebounds and you put it on the floor. You get to the cup.
Most All-Star points in WNBA history. Maya Moore with that layup there. The lead at the half. Della Don up by 4. Team Parker controls the third. Jewel Lloyd.
I like the pass. We call it alley scoop. Not alley oop, alley scoop.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Like that?
You've been working on that
A little bit.
during the summer?
Yeah.
Maya Moore with the baseline J, lead is 6. And then Allie Quigley, who was doing a lot of this during the course of the
Give her another one then.
day out in Minnesota. We'll get to that in a bit. Meanwhile, Team Della Don staying in it.
Oh, Cookie.
Kayla McBride, the steal, the drive, the lay-in off glass. It's good. 81-78. Team Parker pushes the lead back out. Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Uh-oh. Sometimes you get a little tip pass. Ooh, that was a rainbow, Skylar.
Here's I love watching Candace go to work.
Oh, no.
She's not ready.
No, did they throw it off the backboard on purpose?
Well, I don't
looked
know.
like it to
It's
me.
possible. I think it's always on purpose.
This is an all-star game, right?
If it's an all-star.
Okay, there you go.
Dick Smith, 17 points, 8 boards, 8 assists in the game. 108-97 the score late. And more from both sides. How about another three-pointer? You would have loved this day.
Of course.
Between the three-point competition with Quigley and then Candace Parker's team, threes all over the map.
It just started raining in Minnesota.
It was raining three-pointers.
Yeah.
Oliver, yet another one. Parker over Della Don, but 3.
Oh.
And how about icing on the cake?
Okay, Maya, that was deep, deep, deep money ball.
Maya Moore, Minnesota's own. And then how about this?
Go Heat!
Yes!
Go Heat, girl! That's right.
The defense.
Yes. That's right. It's an all-star game. It's different than the guys. They don't play defense
well,
either.
we yelled that we should have some defense. After the game, our own Angel Gray with the MVP Maya Moore.
Maya Moore. Most say more Maya. And you've given that time and time again, back-to-back MVP. How is this different?
This is really, really cool just because we're at home. Like the first thing I did, I looked at the trophy and realized this is ours, the one in Minnesota. So just to be able to play well. You know, our team, we bounced back in the second half, got a double-digit lead. Christy Tolliver almost tried to take it from us, but we came out with the win, and my teammates were making their shots when I was passing it. I was trying to score a little bit, rebound a little bit, and we won the game and was able to get this.
Candace, your team gets the win. Team Parker prevails. How do you feel about the win, and what are you going to tell your team post-game?
I mean, we like to make things interesting, especially. But Liz came through in the end. Everybody played well.
It was rigged.
It was not rigged,
It was
Elena.
absolutely rigged.
It was not rigged, okay? Yo, Chrissy got fired. That was... It was fun. We had a great time out here. Obviously, it's fun, you know, playing with players in this light, being in the locker room with them, and interacting with the fans.
Skylar, this is no surprise to you. You being here at the All-Star game, but then your team coming out with the dub. You're a winner. How does it feel?
It feels great. You know, it was an exciting game. You saw the energy pick up right there in the fourth quarter. It turned up as it should, and it was a great crowd. You know, Minnesota did an awesome job as a host city. They have great fans, and it was filled to the top today. So that's always awesome playing in front of a great crowd, and I hope we gave them a nice show.
It is, of course, DZ on set, so you know we're
my
going to
hands
have
are
some shooting
sweating.
paradise. How about Allie
Ooh.
Quigley? You want to talk about getting piping hot. This is as good as you're going to get.
Well, we call it hot as fish grease down south. You know that, Casey. You start getting that rhythm, the groove, you start leaving and splash and splash. It's like you just want to keep shooting, keep shooting.
Well, you would keep shooting either way. But
Yes, of course I would.
Hey, buckets from Quigley. Meanwhile, Kayla McBride on the other side trying to hang in it.
But look at the facial expressions as you're watching your opponent,
that.
right?
I love that.
Oh, man, it's like, oh, she's on fire. Oh, she made another one. Oh, man.
Well, Quigley had done well with
this?
18.
Right? She's sitting there thinking,
trying to
how am I
hold
going
on
to
in
beat
the
this, right?
final round.
How am I beat this? Can I beat it? Can I beat it?
Last chance. Moneyball.
Oh. Oh.
And we're tied. We're going to a tiebreaker.
That means more rain.
That
means more rain, baby.
29 in the round in the tiebreak.
Love it.
Sit down.
Yes.
Kayla McBride, I mean, honestly, it's probably not even worth it. Quigley not even breaking a sweat, just smiling, enjoying the basketball. Although McBride tried her best.
Look, in the regular round, she did a very, very good job. It's just that Quigley put the bar so far up there, it was just hard to get back into.
29 in the tie-breaking final round defeats McBride in the three-point contest. Quigley, untouchable after all the dominance from three. Here she is on her win.
It was tough. You saw those shooters out there knocking them down. Luckily, we had a little tiebreaker there, and I caught fire, but you never know with these things.
So you shot over 30 shots at that point, and then you came back into the game and wind up being one of the top scorers for your team. Are your arms about to fall off?
They were a little. I was like, mind over matter. Come on, Al. You're not tired. You're not tired.
It's almost a sure thing to make the WNBA playoffs, but only 8 still get in, which means the Aces and the Sky have some work to do in crunch time. Sue Bird and company up at the top there.
Sue Bird and them are off to a great start, obviously, but Atlanta, having Cartry back, they're a different ball club. So which stars continue to play well for the playoffs?
Okay.
Like that.
Anything you don't know?
Hey, I do my homework.
All right, we got more coming up on Game Time. At least one of us does. USA Basketball, the greatest stars, the collection together again. We'll get to it next. Basketball mini camp out in Vegas. We focus sometimes too much on who's not there. How about who is? We've got
PG.
Harden to PG-13. There's Pop. And you know his guy DeRozan is there too.
Yes.
His new guy. Kawhi, older guy, not there. But
He
Kevin
changed his
Durant
mind,
is.
right? He changed his mind.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I wonder why.
We'll talk about that later.
For mini camp for these guys, an opportunity to stay in shape, get together, and some to make an impression who are trying to make the team. That not the case, obviously, for KD, Lowry, and others. Comment.
Oh, it's good to be back in here with just so many great players and just learn from each other, learn from the coaching staff. Pop's great, staff has been amazing. So today was a great first day, and it was good to be out there just hooping with some of the best in the world. I think just Coach K, just his leadership the last, I want to say 12 years, I think, and I think those two are just passing the baton off, and it feels like the same atmosphere and the same energy here. Obviously, it's just small details that might change, but I think they both, preach the same things as far as togetherness and unity and doing this as a group and playing for something bigger than ourselves. So, the message is the same. Some small details change.
Kyle, what was your reaction last week when you found out that DeMar was being traded?
It's been a great week for USA basketball. For me, being out here with these guys and hanging out and getting to talk and hang out with these guys and hanging out with DeMar and all guys, John, James, and Kyrie, all those guys. It's been fun.
Clearly, Kyle Lowry doesn't want to answer questions about DeRozan. Probably not the last time he'll get asked about that. So I'll ask you questions about DeMar. It's Pop's first year now taking over the helm. And I have a feeling they're going to leave a roster spot open for DeMar DeRozan as that relationship now gets to build on the court through practice for the first time as coach and player.
Casey, I think the relationship's going to be great. Because now that DeMar slowly but surely, each day goes by, the feelings are feeling a little bit better about himself being traded from Toronto. Now you turn the page. He knows how good of a coach Pop is. Pop's going to put him in great situations, obviously in USCB basketball. But now when the regular season comes, now he has a mid-range guy that can put the ball on the floor. Since Ginobili, when Ginobili was Ginobili, but that was a different style. This guy can get to the free throw line with the best of them. And we know San Antonio the last couple of years have changed their game a little bit, shooting more threes. But Pop's smart. He's still going to put him in situations where he can get to the free throw line and still be that mid-range assassin and mix in a few threes in the corner like he showed us last year in Toronto. But at the end of the day, Pop and DeMar, I think they're going to be fine.
You know, the interesting thing about Pop is even though he's had great stars, we talk about Hall of Famers, the level of Tim Duncan and Parker and Ginobili and others, he always maximizes what he has. Doesn't need to necessarily, though, do that here with the talent level he's going to have. It's going to be interesting to watch Greg Popovich, the mastermind coach now with a group of really the best talent that he's ever had an opportunity.
And the reason I think it's going to be better, Casey, he has a cheat sheet. People say, what do you mean by that, 3D? Well, he has 29 teams. Let me see. No, Marcus Arts made. So 29 other teams. He has a scouting report all season long. So now when you get to practice, it's not a problem. Say, hey, guy, I already know what you like to do because I have one of these things right here. I've been watching so much tape. That's going to be a positive factor. What type of offense you put in, what style of play you can do for these guys because you know their tendencies.
All right, it went from LeBronto, because LeBron used to beat the Raptors all the time, to now it's Kawhi's Canada, I guess, at this point.
Kawhi's
He's
Canada.
got 1 year for them to sell him on staying. We saw PG-13. He did, even though people didn't think he would, and he would go to L.A. How about the relationship as now you've had some time to let it soak in, the fact that Kawhi's going to Toronto?
We were joking about the other day, Casey, is how do you, when you go on road trips, how do you make your road trips a little bit longer? So that means you're not in Toronto during those cold months of the year. That's what it really is. Kawhi Leonard's an L.A., California kid. So being in Toronto, as much as we love it, you love it, Charles loves it, we love Toronto. Even in the snow, it's a nice place to be when there's snow on the ground. That's the only part I think you have to fix to get Kawhi comfortable. Basketball-wise, Kyle Lowry coming to camp in shape. They get on the same page. Can Kyle Lowry get back to being the all-star we know he can be? Then I think you have a good chance of being one of those teams in the East.
All right, let me toss, let's see where you're at in off-season or mid-season form. Different conferences, but who's got the better team, Kawhi's Raptors or DeRozan's Spurs right now?
Ooh, right now, today, I'm going to go with Kawhi's Raptors. I'm going to go with Kawhi's Raptors because of their depth. They have a little bit more depth on the bench. The only question mark, because I know him very well, Kyle Lowry, I'm calling you out in front of everybody. As much as I love you, you got to come back and be that junkyard dog we know you can be. Danny Green, a champion. Make shots. Now, Valanciunas, obviously Ibaka, all those guys have to play up to their potential, so that's why I give them the nod today.
All right, you still got your form.
See?
And you know who else does? The signature on the check that will get Clint Capella a lot of money.
Hey,
Good
Clint,
form.
take us out to eat.
5 years, $90 million, and so understated how important he is specifically to the MVP and James Harden. And you talk about the chemistry, for example, coach-player, Popovich and DeRozan. How about from a teammate standpoint and the necessity of having Harden be back with Capella now the next number of years?
We've been talking about the last 2 years. As much as we love Chris Paul going there and Melo and all these great things, but if you don't have Clint Capella being in the middle, doing what he does best, set screens, and 99.9% of the time he rolls to the rim and either gets an alley-oop dunk or a layup. That other little point, he's learned now to put the ball on the floor, 1 or 2 dribbles, and make that other pass to the other side of the floor. That gives the whole defense, the opposing defense now on their heels, because now is he rolling or is he setting someone up on the other side of the floor? So Houston Rockets, you're getting back, big-time deal.
You know, you look at the Rockets now, and do you look at them as a better team? In one sense, you would say, well, another year of these guys playing together. They seem to leave and say to themselves, hey, if Paul doesn't get injured, maybe we beat Golden State. But you lose a lot of defense and a lot of that grit when you think about Ariza and Bamute moving on. No offense to Melo, but not necessarily bringing defense back in that kind of a transaction.
So you want me to get mid-season form already?
Yeah, man.
You want me to do that?
Come on, that's what they told me.
It's real simple. Will Melo, Chris Paul, and James Harden first all be on the same page? So if you listen to some of Melo's comments recently, he never really felt he fit in, and no one was saying, hey, Melo, over here. Hey, Melo, get here. Get back there, Melo. I think Chris Paul will do that for him to make him feel comfortable. Now, you turn the page. All that defense left. Will Melo play 3? Will he play more 4? I think he needs to play more 4. Now you can move P.J. Tucker to the 3. Now you're still solid. And if Melo buys into that end of the floor, I think Houston can still be positive.
It's going to be a big question to see whether or not their defense, which was as big a reason as any, they had a chance to beat Golden State, whether or not it's the same.
Yes.
The Cavs, they're not going to be the same. That's not like an if. It's, they're not going to be the same. But they do have this, the point guard of the present and future in Colin Sexton. You'll get to know him better on the other side here in Game Time.